The biggest festival of Indian democracy is finally here, as described by both the Prime Minister as well as the Chief Election Commissioner today in his press conference. So the election schedule has been announced by the Chief Election Commissioner today, and we are going to have a new government on the 23rd of May, 2019. I'm joined by heavyweights in our newsroom who will share more with us. So Anil, what can we expect over the next 70 odd days?
See, I think first off, I would like to flag the fact that this is probably the biggest election spectacle anywhere in the world. The Election Commission just said the voter base is about 900 million people, and more than that, 82.4 million are going to vote for the first time. So, you know, the size of the first-time voters itself is probably larger than the size of electorate in several countries. And you probably combine all the democracies together, you still won't have 900 million people. So I think it's an enormous task, and the fact that it is going to happen over 2 months underlines the importance of this, and I would say salute to the Election Commission.
A lot of new SOPs have been put into place this time around, especially relating to social media, also the pictures of the candidates on the voting machines, and a lot of security arrangements in some states going into polling as many as into 7 phases. So why do you think, and how do you think, for West Bengal specifically, you said that it was a new thing, and how is it going to play out?
Good thing about this is that the Election Commission recognizes the new metrics in play, social media. You know, even we saw it play in 2014, but we saw its gigantic misuse in the US election. So they are clearly drawing the kind of red lines on how you can use or not use. But the larger point on security is well taken. The kind of staggering that they have done in this election, particularly in 3 states which are prone to violence in the past, particularly West Bengal, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. They are staggered in 7 phases, and in Kashmir, in one constituency in Anantnag, it's over 3 phases. So they are bracing for a very tough election round. They are taking no chances, and definitely security is primary.
Pramod, आपके पास आते हैं. Uttar Pradesh is going to be one of the key playing grounds as far as this election is concerned. It always is, given that it's got 80 parliamentary seats from there. But this time around, the stakes are very high for the BJP, for the Congress, as well as for the SP-BSP alliance. This unique thing, how do you think it's going to play out? You know, who's on a better footing this time?
निश्चित तौर पे 2014 के इलेक्शन से ये इलेक्शन थोड़ा ज़्यादा रोचक हो चला है, क्योंकि जो अलायंस एसपी और बीएसपी की यूपी में हुई है वो ग्राउंड की रियलिटी के लिए कुछ तो बदलाव लेके आएगी। पहले जहां 2014 में सबने अपने हिसाब के इलेक्शंस लड़े थे, वहां बीजेपी को बहुत गेन मिला उसका, लेकिन अब मिलके लड़ना, उनके अपने जो स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्टर्स हैं, अपने कास्ट बेस हैं, उसको लेके आना और बीजेपी का उसका काउंटर करना, इन दोनों के बीच में कांग्रेस ने प्रियंका का
पर प्रियंका तो दिख भी नहीं रही हैं. I mean, since the time that
अब इलेक्शंस अभी उन्होंने जो इनिशियल आपने देखा होगा, इनिशियल अपना काम कर रही हैं, उसको होमवर्क या बैकग्राउंड के रूप में आप देख सकते हैं. उसका फ़ायदा अब जो चुनावों की घोषणा हुई है, इसके बाद की प्लानिंग और उसके आगे की स्ट्रेटजी उसको साबित करेगी कि उनके किस तरह.
Right, and the back channel talks, मतलब SP, BSP and Congress wanting to be a part of that alliance, or SP, BSP wanting Congress to be, so that has clearly not worked out so far. As far as the alliance arithmetic is concerned, Anil, you know, can you take us through? I mean, BJP seems to be on a stronger footing as far as the alliance arithmetic. So it's got its old allies, it's firmed up ties with them. It's also got new allies like AIADMK on the thing. Congress seems to be on the back foot as far as firming up its alliances so far is concerned. Your opinion?
Both sides have struggled to tie up the alliances. It's just that the BJP has been faster with them, and they have achieved closure much faster than the Congress. But you must also recognize that rapidly the election agenda is altering. So, you know, which also gives a momentum to political parties. So, thanks to the events in the last 4 weeks, there's a distinct shift in momentum towards the BJP. Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, it has now displaced everything on the national agenda for now. To addressing your question, the alliances have taken both parties longer to stitch, but the BJP has been faster off the block.
As far as issues are concerned, the larger issues till some time ago were unemployment, farm distress, and so on and so forth. But now they seem to be on the back burner with Mr. Rahul Gandhi talking only about Rafale and Mr. Modi talking only about Pulwama and Balakot and so on and so forth. Shouldn't the Congress be looking at talking more about the actual issues that matter to the voters?
ऐसा नहीं है कि वो केवल रफेल को लेके आ रहे हैं. रफेल एक बड़ा मुद्दा था और एक गवर्नमेंट पे अटैक करने के लिए उनको लगा कि ये पहली बार 5 सालों में एक भ्रष्टाचार का मुद्दा बन सकता है, जिसको एक बड़ा मुद्दा बना के यूपीए के गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ बीजेपी ने इस्तेमाल किया था पिछली बार. लेकिन जो ग्राउंड रियलिटीज़ हैं हम इधर देखें तो वो लगातार किसान के मुद्दे भी उठा रहे हैं. उन सब को खासकर उन्होंने जो अभी नए गवर्नमेंट उनके बनी है, मध्य प्रदेश हो, राजस्थान हो, वहाँ उनके इश्यूज को एड्रेस करने की कोशिश की है.
I'm talking specifically about Rahul Gandhi, for instance. Every time he comes up and starts doing a press conference these days, it almost always talks about Rafale, and which is fair.
This is a strategy. You can question the strategy, but in terms of the strategy, it's a messaging that he's doing. So in his calculation of things, he has decided to make his central message Rafale. See, like it or not, the BJP has become the principal pole of Indian politics. Like it or not, the Narendra Modi has defined that principal pole, and he has replaced BJP as the larger face of the government.
Making it almost a presidential sort of a thing.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, so when you have slid into that role, if you target Modi, you can discredit BJP. I mean, that seems to be. Now we can agree or disagree whether that should be, because I certainly believe that agrarian distress and jobs are a much more emotive and connecting idea with people. But having said that, we must also give credit to the government that they have moved to mitigate damage there in the Kisan Samman program that they launched, and it is the anecdotal feedback we're getting from the ground. It is doing very well with the farmers. Right now, the biggest challenge for the opposition is how do they get Pulwama or Balakot off as the central agenda. As of now, it is right up there and it is dominating every conversation. But that is now. So it's a 2 month
2 months is a long
campaign.
time, and actually 2 days is a long time in politics, so 2 months is a really, really long time. Just coming back to the alliances question and how the Mahagathbandhan, as far as regional parties are concerned, do you see them coming together and forming this Mahagathbandhan in the near future?
ये तो उनकी मजबूरी भी है. एनडीए या केवल बीजेपी की जिस मेटियोरिक राइज को आप देख रहे हो लगातार, और उस दौरान जो उन्होंने पूरे भारत में अपना एक्सपेंशन किया, अलग अलग राज्यों में गए, जीत के आए.
पर इतना अब तो कम हो गया है ना, 3 बड़े स्टेट्स वो हार चुके हैं.
ये तो एक अलग विषय है जिसमें हम ये केवल इसको नहीं ले सकते. उसका भी बहुत एंटी इनकम्बेंसी बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है. और कुछ वैसे मुद्दे जो किसानों का हमने अभी चर्चा भी करी, किसानों का मुद्दा भी वहाँ बहुत मायने रखता था. लेकिन आप अभी काउंटर करने के लिए बीजेपी को या बीजेपी के अलायंस को, एनडीए को आप कह लें, तो एक साथ आना उनकी मजबूरी भी है. आप अगले 5 साल के लिए सत्ता से बाहर नहीं हो सकते.
आई एम नॉट डाउटिंग द एसेंस ऑफ द गठबंधन, वो तो होना ही चाहिए, महागठबंधन बनना चाहिए. अभी तक उसका एक फाइनल कोई शेप निकल के नहीं आया. एंड
you know, this Mahagathbandhan on theory makes a lot of sense, but in practice it is very difficult to implement, because what is good for you locally is not good for you nationally. And then in a rapidly changing scenario like what we are seeing today, I mean, if you had asked us this question 4 weeks ago, we would have had a different response. That's how things are, that's how fluid
dynamic
things are.
Right, exactly. So we'll come back to you with more updates. That's all from us now from the HT Newsroom. Keep watching HindustanTimes.com for more.